あとはエアコンの上。藤宮さん、こういうことがあるから片付けるんですからね。
The Angel Next Door spoils me rotten, and should you watch it? Well, if I were to say yes or no, right off the bat, starting off the video, and if you want an immediate answer, I would say yes. But in the caveat that you definitely give this one the 3-episode rule. If you are familiar with the channel, if you've been around for a while, then you know I am a huge proponent of it's unnecessary to be reliant on having to watch 3 episodes of anything to really determine if you should watch it, if it's worth your attention, if it garners your viewership. It should really be determined by episode 1. Why? Episode 1 should be where all the budget goes into, all the time and all the effort goes into, especially because these anime aren't like traditional shows. These anime come out in Japan where they're featured and centered on television, where they come out each and every week. So episode 1 is so important because you have children, teenagers, adults who have to have to center their schedule around being able to watch one anime that they might be excited about. And if episode 1's a flop, a dud, or it just isn't good enough, then that person's going to immediately decide, I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to, hurry up from school. I'm not going to, do my homework really fast. I'm not going to make sure that I leave work on time today. I'm not going to make sure that my chores are done. But whatever the case is, they're not going to center around their time with that, right? And from us here, here, this being on, Crunchyroll, High Dive, Netflix, whatever it comes on, this one's Crunchyroll, but, whatever platform it comes on, then, we then have to choose, okay, are we going to give this our time each and every week? On Saturdays at this time, am I going to make sure that I log in and watch this, right? Or am I going to choose to watch it weekly? Is it good enough? So that's why episode 1s are so important. But when it comes to Angel Spoils Me Rotten, I will say, this one is probably one of those ones that we give 3 episodes. So if you're going to click off here, give it the 3 episodes, see if you really like it. If you hated episode 1, don't bother. I would say just drop it. There's so many other good anime this season that could vie for your time. All right, so let's talk about the anime holistically. So I'm a little bit hot and I'm a little bit cold on The Angel Spoils Me Rotten. On one part of it, I actually really like it. So the hot part of it is I really think that this anime really gave us 2 very unique characters. It gave us Fujimiya, which is this, this very stoic type protagonist, which we've seen in the past. We've seen it before in a lot of different anime. Very stoic, very to himself. At least he has one friend. Very, mild-mannered, very... What's the word that I'm looking for exactly? Like he's the way he looks at the world, he's very like passive. He doesn't really see the good in people kind of thing. He's kind of like from a different angle, you know what I mean? And from all of those, like, he's definitely a unique character. On the opposite side, we have our Angel, which, she's very, athletic and pretty and cute and the most popular girl in school. And is very, very, like the angel of the school, top of her grade, top of her class, blah, 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 like untouchable from a sense. And she so happens to just live right next to Fujimiya. The episode opens up with them meeting in the rain and our angel girl crying, whatever the case is. And then, basically he ends up catching a cold. And she feels bad about it. She starts taking care of him. She sees kind of how he's like pale and not healthy looking, and she begins giving him food. And this is kind of where their relationship spurs and starts from. He's kind of like doesn't know how to live on his own. She very much lives on her own very successfully. And, it's kind of a weird mishmash of a relationship starting. And, part of the where I'm hot on it is I think there's a lot of questions that the first episode of the anime posed, which is like, why are they both living together? Not together. Why are they both living in an apartment alone? Like, why are they both alone at, 16, 17 years old? Like, what's the situation that caused that, right? Obviously, Fujimiya mentioned already, like, okay, my parents are the ones that are currently supporting me. They give me kind of like an allowance. They obviously give him his place, whatever. And then on her side, every time that her parents are mentioned, she gets kind of like not like angry and a little like saddened about it. So there's obviously some kind of like turmoil that has occurred between her and her parents at some point in life. So every time that they're mentioned, she kind of gets a little like uppity and a little like kind of like defensive about it. She did mention, during the anime, she did mention that, her parents have to be very well off, very rich, because, she's never really had like pizza. Like there's like a moment that they shared pizza during this episode, and she was like, oh, we had cooks and stuff when they were up. So I'm assuming that there was some kind of like bad blood, bad breakup between her and her parents, but they're still supporting her. But again, I don't know this for a fact. I'm just assuming based off the little cues that the anime has given us so far. So for me, the hot, again, being hot and cold on it, just kind of reminding you, the hot part is producing all of these questions. Now, the cold part of it, to where I'm like, I don't know how I really feel, if I'm really vibing with this anime so far, is it's a little slow. It's a lot of setup so far that they have been doing. The Fujimiya, the character, like he's decent as a character, but he's a character we've seen time and time again before. The Angel character, we've seen her character before too. The girl who is popular, the girl who is athletic, the girl who's like top of the pedestal, but is actually very different when you kind of get her kind of like, alone. And we've seen these character types before, and that's not a bad thing, but it's just something that we've seen before. The other thing is there was not really too many funny moments during the episode at all. Like there was like, I think one moment. Well, I think there was one moment where they were, that's the first time that she saw his place. The other time was when Fujimi was talking to his friend, and he was like, you do look a little unhealthy and pale. I thought that was funny. And then when he was eating like the jelly, she looked at him like, yo, what the F you eating, dude? So there's a couple of moments of funniness, but for the most part, there wasn't a lot of comedy. The romance piece of it, you could tell that that Fujimiya did make our Angel's heart thump a couple of times, when they fell, when he gave her the umbrella, when he decided to carry her bag. So there was a couple of moments of romance, but I don't know. I didn't go like, ooh, I just kind of went like, yep, okay. So those are the moments of cold. So overall, I'm going to button this video up and say, should you watch it? I think if you vibed with episode number 1, then absolutely yes. I think if it didn't really hit for you, I think at this point you have 2 options. A, give it the 3 episodes, or B, come back in a few weeks and then give it a couple of different episodes, like in a couple of weeks. Like let's let 3, 4, 5 episodes stack up. Give episode 2 a shot. Maybe give episode 3 a shot. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. This anime season is just so simply stacked, and there have been 6 or 7 anime that have launched that have been absolutely amazing. So, if my coverage continues for The Angel Spoils Me Rotten, it'll depend on how this video does. If you guys pour out with support on this video, I will definitely be back for episode number 2 with a review. And if the support isn't really there, that's completely okay. But I'm glad I was able to put Should You Watch Angel Spoils Me Rotten video out, and thank you guys for the support. Make sure you guys like before you guys leave, and put down why you're watching or not watching in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.